Hello, we're going to make a video, and this video will demonstrate creating a virtual Anaconda Python environment that will be the same as the default base Python environment that currently exists on an ECE HPC Linux platform computer. You may want to create a virtual Python environment to have the ability to further tailor the Python environment to your particular project needs. We will take a look at this working from the command line. A couple of quick notes. I'm working remotely using VPN. I'm going to be connecting into the ECE HPC Linux machine so that X Windows or graphics can be brought back to my computer. I'm using Linux on my desktop, and that's how you'll see me connect. If you're using Windows, you can connect in with X2Go or Moba Xterm. And if you are using an Apple Mac, you can connect in using X2Go or Xcorts. There are other videos that cover connecting in, and so that's not actually going to be covered in this video. So the first thing that we're going to need to do, and I'll move this over. First, let me connect in. Okay, so I'm going to connect in with SSH. I'm going to use a $X. And that tells the SSH command to tunnel Xgraphics back to my desktop. And then the -L is my ID. I'm going in with a test ID called ECE demo. And then the machine I'll go into is ECE-HPC06.cc.lehigh.edu. And I'll put my password in. I'll put my correct password in, and it comes in. Okay, so so if I type ls here, you'll see the various files in my directory. If I type ls-l, you're going to see one here that I've set up for various users called Anaconda 3 2022-10-env.sh. And that's a linked file, a symbolically linked file, and that points to a regular file under local project setup Anaconda 3, Anaconda 3-2022.10-env.sh. So what I need to do first is I need to source that file. I'm going to source the link so I don't have to type so much. Okay, and I'm going to source that file, and what that's going to do is that's going to bring me into the base environment of the Anaconda Python. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to create a YAML file. YAML means yet another markup language, but what this YAML file will have is it will have all of the packages in the base environment. And we do that by running this command here. So let's go ahead and run that command. So it's conda env export. And then we're going to redirect it. That's what this greater than sign is. And we're going to put it into a file called project 01.yaml. Sometimes you'll see YAML files, it'll be YML. So you'll see it either YAML or YML. They're both the same thing. The YML existed because there used to be operating systems that could not take 4-character extensions on the files. Most file system or operating system, I should say, most operating systems today can use longer than 3 characters. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to run this. Okay, and so now that exported the Conda Python environment to that project01.yaml file. Now, we're doing something a little bit different than what's normally done. What the YAML file does is it creates a virtual Python environment directly from the environment that you're logged into, for lack of better words. That is your current Python environment. In our case, it's the base Python environment. And so the YAML file is usually used after you create a virtual Python environment. You fine-tune that Python environment to run with your application, and then you create this YAML file so that you can give it to other people, oftentimes on different machines even, and they can use this YAML file to create the exact Python environment that you're using to run your application. So we're actually creating a different Python environment. We're not recreating the base Python environment. We want to create an environment, in our case, called Project 01. Now, Python environments are often very challenging to build and make just right for many applications due to dependency conflicts. And as I said before, this YAML file can be given to other users. So we're going to have to make a slight change to this YAML file to make it do what we want to do. And we actually have to use an editor to do that. So normally what I would do is I use an editor called VI. Normally what I would do is I would say VI project.yaml. I'd come in here, make the change, and that would be that. There can be a little bit of a learning curve to using VI, so I'm going to actually use a graphical editor called gedit, and I'll go ahead and start gedit up. Okay, so I started gedit up. I'm going to come up to this open button, and I'm going to come down here and type in other documents. And I'm going to come in here. When I've gone into this file before, that's why you're seeing it, but you may not have done that, so you're going to have to probably follow these steps to get there. So what I'm going to do now is click on Home, and that lists all the directories in my home directory. And I want to get this file called project01.yaml, or whatever you name the file that you created, and I'm going to click Open. Now this is what the file looks like. And this first thing is the name of the environment that's going to be created. And so what I'm going to do here is I clicked in here, and I'm going to backspace this out, and I'm going to call this Project 01. And then I'm going to save this file. And then I'm going to go ahead and just close this. Okay. And now if from the command prompt here, if I type less project01.yaml, you can see the YAML file that where name field has been changed to project01. Okay, and I'll hit Control-C to get rid of that. Okay, so so now we want to create the new Python environment called project01. So what we're going to do then is we're going to run this command here, conda env create -f, and then the name of the YAML file. Okay. And let me get in there. Okay. Conda env create env create -f, and then the name of the YAML file. Okay, and this is what it looks like when it creates it. The installation process can take a bit of time, So we are going to pause the video and return when the virtual environment installation has finished. Okay, so here's what it looks like after you've finished the installation. It will come down and it will tell you uh, how to activate the project, and then it tells you how to deactivate the project or leave a project that has been activated. So we're currently in the base. You can tell that by the fact that it says base over there on the left hand side. And if we want to go into the project, we can type conda, or into the environment, sorry, activate project 01. And you can see on the left-hand side, it shows the environment that we're in. And we're no longer in the base environment, we're in the project 01 environment. And if we type conda list, okay, so it shows all the packages that are in our environment. If we type which pip, just to see where our pip is running from, it's running from our conda project 01 environment. And so now at this point, the user ECE demo can install any packages or remove packages, change dependencies, whatever they want to do. And they don't have to worry about running into permission problems to do that. And if you want to leave, when you want to leave, what you can do is you can type conda deactivate, and that will take you back to the base environment. And actually, if you want to leave the base environment and go back to no environment and totally leave the environments of Anaconda, you can again type conda deactivate, type the same thing, and that'll just take you back to where you were before. Okay, so that's what's involved, and I hope this was helpful. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Okay, thanks for listening, and I hope this was helpful.